When he's not hiding in his European bunker and threatening to start World War III with nuclear weapons, Russian President Vladimir Putin has a really luxurious and sweet life that might be the envy of most modern dictators. Ever thought about how it would be if Vladimir Putin and Adolf Hitler were best friends? Well, we have. It might be true that he hasn't declared himself a living god like some of his friends in Asia, hi Kim Jong-un, nor has he made a gold statue in his honor. Well, not yet at least. However, despite not doing these, Vladimir Putin is one of the richest rulers in the world. Up until some months ago, when he tried to start a nuclear war, Vladimir Putin was a fan favorite wrapped in mystery and adored by lots of people worldwide. This is, of course, before he was revealed to be an unstable narcissist who would blow up the whole world without hesitation if he doesn't get what he wants. Whether he was seen wrestling a bear, singing the national anthem shirtless, or simply yodeling along to Selena Gomez's "If You Want It, Come and Get It," the Russian president oozed authority, extreme strength, and shockingly, charisma that makes you scared. You would think that a man as extraordinary as Putin must have extraordinary days filled with opulence, lavish spending, and lots of work. While you might feel that the Russian president's mornings is filled with a bunch of extravagant activities and whatnot, the Russian chief in command has a much more boring morning routine than you would have thought. When Putin has no foreign meetings for the day, he prefers to stay in bed till noon, which explains how he looks like he does at almost 69 years old. The president's breakfasts comprise the most ordinary breakfast menu you could think of. Porridge, an omelette, fresh fruit juice, and some cottage cheese if he's feeling like it. After all, those 70-year-old abs need their protein. His breakfast might seem pretty modest, but it's anything but cheap. Everything Putin consumes is freshly picked up by local farms owned by the Russian Orthodox Church Kirill, and then baked in his own kitchen by a well-paid and highly trained and experienced cook, as you might have thought. Just like several Russian dictators before him, Putin has a general paranoia about getting poisoned. Considering his position and actions, it's not that far-fetched naturally, which makes him a very picky eater, and there are rumors that he gets his staff to taste everything first. Wow, not something every world leader has to do, we're sure. He even insists on taking his personal cook whenever he goes on international trips. This just goes to prove that his cook is one of the closest people and is well paid for his loyalty and, of course, for the delicious meals he prepares. This, however, does not mean that Putin declines all the delicious food on diplomatic visits. However, before the president touches anything, it must be cleared by the country's secret service. Being a former KGB agent, Putin has sufficient knowledge of how much things can go south in a matter of seconds if he's not smart. Apparently, Russia's president has refused to drink milk. It is, however, not known if he doesn't like the taste of milk or if he simply just hates cows. Or perhaps old boy Putin is lactose intolerant. We'd say that's as human as you can get, but you didn't hear that here. Just like American imperialists after the first meal of the day, the president will take a good Novichok-free coffee in his enormous palace just outside of Moscow. The president definitely knows how to live largely. His incredible estate certainly does not lack any amenities with its luxurious furniture, its indoor heated pool sauna, lavish interior decor, and some small cold water plunge pools. Being the president of a country as big as Russia definitely has its responsibilities, however. Vladimir Putin's first priority is his body. That's why after a healthy breakfast, he burns his calories with about 2 hours of swimming. It's even been said that a lot of his governing decisions are taken while he's swimming, which would explain why the country's economy is sinking at this point. Just imagine Putin in the water thinking, I could definitely start a nuclear war and win. Nothing happens in Russia without the knowledge of the supreme leader. And being as paranoid as he is, he keeps a very tight grip on every aspect of the country's government. It's reported that all visitors of the president will have to wait for a bit. Typically, the wait to see Putin is said to be between 2 and 4 hours, depending on the urgency of the meeting. If you're a journalist, you might want to get some snacks and get comfortable. Something tells us that he's not a big fan of foreign journalists. The only positive thing about waiting for hours is that the waiting rooms in one of the Kremlin's several ultra-classy conference rooms. The conference room looks more like a throne room than like a regular cabinet or meeting room. While everybody is in the magnificent waiting room waiting for the president, he tends to be focused on the only thing in the country that's not going down the drain at the moment, his body. So after the hours-long swimming session, Putin is ready to lift some weights. Not skyscrapers or airplanes, just regular old weights. However, he is reported to lift these weights in an outfit that's said to cost more than $3,500 for a 69-year-old man. Vladimir Putin goes far and beyond to keep himself in the best form. He's well known to enjoy taking part in all sorts of contact and physical sports. Among the sports he's involved in, his favourites are judo and jockey. Until a few months back, the Supreme Leader was also an honorary president of the International Judo Federation. However, when the crisis in Ukraine began in early 2022, his role in the EJA was suspended. That's what you get, Putin. That's what you get for trying to ruin the people of Ukraine. Anyways, in the mid-afternoon, Putin's body has finally had more than enough, and it's time to get dressed for the day. As everyone knows, the Russian president is not frivolous at all with his dress code, as he mostly wears suits with a tie. His favourite brands are Keaton and Bryony, which sadly don't supply the Russian Supreme Leader with new suits anytime soon, as a result of the European Union's sanctions on Russia. Nonetheless, Putin still won't be needing outfits anytime soon, and his suit collection is worth several thousands of dollars. Normally, the traffic in Moscow is horrible, but not when you have a private road and a private escort following you around the whole way from your home to your office in the Kremlin. Once he's in his office, Vladimir Putin is all work and no play. And this doesn't make him a dull man, not one bit. His office is quite famous for having no windows and having no technology allowed inside the office for security purposes. The only communication in Putin's office is through the old Soviet landline telephone, which is not the fanciest thing, but it is quite effective in countering espionage. The Russian president's first task of the day is always to read through the reports of the Domestic Intelligence Service, the Foreign Intelligence Service, the SVR, the FSB, and his personal protection army, the FSO. After getting familiar with the facts about his dear country, the president then takes a look at what his citizens have been told. The Supreme Leader spends a lot of time looking through publications that were published in the heavily censored national tabloids. Most especially, Putin enjoys reading articles that praise him and his leadership skills, which are not in shortage with the state-run media. Then his least favourite task, for obvious reasons, is addressing the foreign press. After all, Vladimir Putin doesn't really have the best image outside his home country. But he also needs to know what's going on in the rest of the world and what he can exploit. Whenever he's in a good mood, he enjoys watching satirical video clips of himself. Well, not in his office, of course. The Supreme Leader's dinner is just as healthy as his breakfast, although he does enjoy some fancy meals on special occasions, like caviar, because that's what all rich folks love to eat. He's also a huge fan of pistachio ice cream and has even been seen sharing a cone of pistachio ice cream with more than one world leader. While most Western folks might assume that Vladimir Putin enjoys a bottle or two of vodka or red wine every night, the truth is that the president hardly ever touches alcohol. The only exceptions are diplomatic meetings where the etiquette demands it. The Russian president typically goes to bed at around 3 a.m. every day. It might not be a very family-friendly schedule, but for Russia's Supreme Leader, that should not be a problem at all. It is reported that the president has been single since his divorce in 2013. So ladies, if you want to live an extravagant and opulent lifestyle, you might want to book the first flight to Moscow. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.